Hello, and thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Today's episode to be titled, Be Careful with How You Respond to People. One thing I've really come to understand is that many people will intentionally say or do things to provoke a reaction from you. They want to see how you'll respond, not because they care, but because they're looking for something to use against you, whether it's to make you feel bad, to escalate a situation, or to paint you in a negative light. Their goal is often manipulative. That's why it's so important to think carefully before you speak or act mindful. You might end up playing right into their hands. When someone says something that feels like a personal attack, it's natural to want to defend yourself or snap back. But before you do, take a moment to pause and assess the situation. Ask yourself, are they saying this to provoke me? Are they trying to upset me or get a rise out of me? More often than not, the answer is yes. Some people thrive on drama and conflict. They'll say whatever they think will hurt or unsettle you, regardless of how it affects you. Recognizing this behavior is the first step to maintaining control over your responses. A saying I've always found helpful is, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to it. This phrase is simple but incredibly powerful. No matter what someone says or does, your reaction is the one thing you can control. You may not be able to stop someone from being rude, manipulative, or confrontational, but you can decide how you handle it. That decision often determines whether the situation escalates or fizzles out. By staying calm and composed, you take away their power to control the narrative or drag you into unnecessary conflict. Thinking before you react is important, especially in emotionally charged situations. When you let your emotions take the lead, you're more likely to say or do something impulsive that you might regret later. Anger, frustration, and hurt can cloud your judgment, making it harder to think rationally. For example, a single outburst could damage a relationship, hurt your reputation, or even lead to physical altercations. Imagine saying something in the heat of the moment that escalates a minor disagreement into a major issue. Was it really worth it? Learning to pause, breathe, and think before you act can save you from these kinds of consequences. This is especially true in the online world where conflicts often escalate quickly and publicly. Social media platforms are full of negativity, and it's easy to get pulled into arguments or debates that don't serve you. A careless comment or impulsive response can go viral, leaving you exposed to criticism or even harassment. People online often feel emboldened to provoke others because they can hide behind a screen. But just because someone says something rude or offensive doesn't mean you have to engage. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do is to walk away, or in this case, log off. Staying calm and composed isn't just about avoiding trouble, it's also about protecting your mental and emotional well being. When you let someone provoke you, you're essentially giving them control over your emotions. You're allowing their words or actions to dictate how you feel and respond. By choosing not to react impulsively, you reclaim that control. You prioritize your peace of mind and show that you won't be easily manipulated. Arguments are another area where thinking before you speak is important. Sometimes we find ourselves caught up in disagreements that aren't worth our energy. When someone criticizes you or makes a negative comment, your first instinct might be to defend yourself or retaliate. But ask yourself, does their opinion really matter? Is engaging in this argument going to improve anything? Most of the time, the answer is no. Responding to every criticism or insult only drains your energy and gives more attention to negativity. It's also important to recognize when someone's behavior has more to do with them than with you. Many times, people project their own insecurities, frustrations, or struggles onto others. Their hurtful words or actions may stem from their own pain or unresolved issues. Understanding this can help you take their negativity less personally. Instead of reacting defensively, you can choose to respond with empathy, indifference, or simply not respond at all. Sometimes, the most powerful response is silence. Your response to any situation is your responsibility, and it's something you have complete control over. Even when someone pushes your buttons, you still have a choice in how you handle it. Acting on anger, frustration, or hurt feelings might feel justified in the moment, but it often leads to unnecessary conflict or regret. A single thoughtless comment can have lasting consequences, whether it's damaging a relationship, creating workplace tension, or sparking a fight. That's why it's so important to think about the potential outcomes before you say or do anything. The digital world has made it even more important to think before you act. Unlike face to face conversations, your online words are often permanent. A thoughtless comment or impulsive post can haunt you for years, affecting your personal life, career, or reputation. Social media can feel like a pressure cooker, encouraging quick responses and instant reactions. But taking a moment to pause and think can make all the difference. Your digital presence is an extension of yourself, and it's worth protecting. The ability to stay calm, think logically, and respond thoughtfully is a skill that will serve you in every area of life. Whether you're dealing with personal relationships, professional challenges, or random encounters with strangers, your ability to control your reactions will shape the outcomes of those interactions. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you're unaffected. It's about learning to channel those emotions in a constructive way. At the end of the day, your peace of mind is priceless. Don't let others manipulate you into reacting in ways that disrupt your life or compromise your values. By staying thoughtful, composed, and intentional in your responses, you protect not only your peace, but also your reputation, relationships, and overall well being. So, whenever you're faced with negativity, criticism, or provocation, take a deep breath, step back, and remember to think. It's a simple habit that can make a world of difference in how you navigate life. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of the Moore's October Rants. Signing out. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye for now.